Alex had just moved into his new home on the edge of a small town. The house was cozy, with a garden full of flowers and trees. Alex felt excited about starting fresh in this new place. As he unpacked his boxes, he noticed something strange happening next door. His neighbors were not like anyone he had ever seen before. The house next to Alex's was odd, with bright colors and unusual shapes. It looked almost alive, as if it could breathe. Curious, Alex peered out of his window. He saw 3 aliens standing in the yard, laughing and pointing at his house. They had green skin, big eyes, and strange clothes that shimmered in the sunlight. Alex felt a mix of fear and excitement. He had read about aliens in books, but he never thought he would meet any. The aliens were talking to each other in high-pitched voices. Alex couldn't understand what they were saying, but it sounded like they were making fun of him. He felt embarrassed and decided to ignore them. He thought about how to make a good first impression. Maybe I should bake cookies or invite them over for dinner, he mused. But deep down, he was unsure. What if they laughed at his cooking too? Days passed, and the aliens continued to watch Alex. They would peek over the fence, giggling whenever he did something normal, like watering the plants or trimming the bushes. Alex tried to be friendly, waving at them occasionally, but they just laughed more. This made him feel isolated and frustrated. Why can't they just be nice? He wondered. He wanted them to see that humans were not so strange. One sunny afternoon, Alex decided to take action. He wanted to show the aliens that he was not afraid of them, and that Earth was a great place to live. He thought about inviting them over for a barbecue. It was a fun way to break the ice. What do aliens like to eat? He asked himself. Maybe they would enjoy hot dogs and burgers. With newfound determination, Alex prepared his backyard for the barbecue. He set up a grill, arranged chairs, and even made a colorful banner that read, "Welcome, neighbors." He was nervous but hopeful that this would help bridge the gap between them. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the yard, he took a deep breath and walked over to the aliens' house. Standing in front of their colorful home, Alex felt his heart racing. He knocked on the door, and to his surprise, it opened quickly. One of the aliens, Lyra, stood there with a bright smile. She looked curious, her big eyes sparkling with interest. "Greetings, human," she said in a friendly tone, surprising Alex. He expected her to laugh at him again, but this time, she seemed genuinely interested. "Hi, I'm Alex, your neighbor," he replied, trying to sound confident. "I'm having a barbecue and thought you might want to join me." The other aliens appeared behind Lyra, looking intrigued. They exchanged glances, and Alex could see that they were considering his invitation. After a brief moment of silence, Lyra nodded enthusiastically. "We would love to join you." "Alex, what is a barbecue?" she asked, tilting her head. Alex was relieved and excited at the same time. "It's a fun way to cook food outside. You'll love it," he explained. As they walked back to Alex's house, he felt a sense of hope. Maybe this was the start of a friendship. He showed them how to light the grill and prepare the food. The aliens were fascinated by everything. They watched with wide eyes as Alex flipped burgers and grilled hot dogs. Lyra asked questions, wanting to learn more about how humans cooked and ate. When the food was ready, Alex served it on colorful plates. The aliens looked unsure at first, sniffing the food curiously. "Try it. It's really good," Alex encouraged them. Slowly, they took bites, and to Alex's delight, their eyes lit up. "This is delicious," one alien exclaimed, making Alex beam with pride. As they ate, the atmosphere became more relaxed. The laughter that once felt mocking now turned into friendly jokes. The aliens shared stories about their planet, describing strange creatures and amazing sights. Alex listened in awe, fascinated by their tales. He realized that despite their differences, they shared a love for fun and adventure. After the meal, they played games in the yard. The aliens loved the simple games like tag and frisbee. They laughed and ran around, and for the first time, Alex felt like they were truly enjoying each other's company. It was a wonderful feeling to see them smile and have fun together. By the end of the day, the sun was setting, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. The aliens thanked Alex for the meal and the fun. "You are not so strange, human," Lyra said with a smile. "You are quite interesting." Alex felt a warm glow in his heart. He realized that laughter could bring them together and that friendship was possible, even with beings from another planet. As the aliens headed back to their home, Alex waved goodbye, feeling proud of what he had accomplished. He knew this was just the beginning of an exciting friendship. The laughter that once hurt him now felt like a bridge between their worlds. With hope in his heart, Alex looked forward to many more adventures with his new alien neighbors. An invitation. After the barbecue, Alex felt excited about his new friendship with the aliens. They had shared laughs, food, and stories. Lyra, the most curious alien, had sparked something in him. Alex wanted to know more about her and her friends. They had shown him that they were not so different after all. He thought about how great it would be to invite them over again. Days went by, and Alex couldn't stop thinking about Lyra. He felt a connection with her that was hard to explain. Whenever he saw her in the yard, he would wave and smile, and she would do the same. Her laughter echoed in his mind, making him feel happy. But he wanted to deepen their friendship. What can I do to make her feel special? He wondered. One day, while browsing the internet, Alex stumbled upon a recipe for an Earth dessert called chocolate cake. He remembered how much the aliens had enjoyed the barbecue. "A cake would be perfect for my next invitation," he thought excitedly. He quickly gathered the ingredients and set to work. Mixing flour, sugar, and cocoa powder, he poured his heart into the cake, imagining how happy Lyra and her friends would be. As the cake baked, a sweet aroma filled the kitchen, making Alex smile. He decorated the cake with colorful frosting and sprinkles, making it look as bright as his new friendship. When the cake was ready, he placed it on a beautiful plate, feeling proud of his creation. "Now I just need to invite them over," he said to himself, heart racing with anticipation. That afternoon, Alex walked to the alien's house, holding the cake. He knocked on their door, his heart pounding. Lyra answered with a bright smile, her eyes sparkling. "Hello, Alex. What brings you here today?" she asked. Alex took a deep breath, feeling a mix of nervousness and excitement. "I baked a chocolate cake and wanted to share it with you all. Would you like to come over for dessert?" he asked, hoping they would accept. Lyra's eyes widened with delight. "A cake. We would love to." She turned and called for her friends, who quickly joined her. Alex felt relieved and happy as they walked together to his house. The aliens seemed excited, their laughter filling the air as they chatted about their day. When they arrived at his house, Alex led them to the kitchen, where the cake was displayed proudly. "Wow, it looks amazing," one alien exclaimed, making Alex blush. Lyra smiled, her gaze fixed on the cake. "It smells wonderful too," she added. As they gathered around the table, Alex cut the cake into slices, serving each alien a piece. He watched nervously as they took their first bites. Their eyes lit up, and they chewed with delight. "This is incredible, Alex," Lyra said, her voice filled with excitement. "We have never tasted anything like this before." The other aliens nodded in agreement, their faces lighting up with joy. Feeling more confident, Alex began to share stories about his life on Earth. He told them about his childhood, his favorite movies, and the funny things humans did. The aliens listened intently, their big eyes wide with curiosity. They laughed at the silly stories and asked many questions, eager to learn more about his world. In turn, the aliens shared stories from their planet, describing strange animals and fantastic places. One alien, named Zur, talked about a giant forest where trees could walk and talk. Alex was fascinated, imagining a place like that. The more they talked, the closer they felt, as if they were bridging the gap between their worlds. After they finished the cake, Alex suggested they play some games. "How about a game of charades?" he proposed. After they finished the cake, Alex suggested they play some games. "How about a game of charades?" he proposed. The aliens looked puzzled, not knowing what charades was. "It's a fun game where you act out words without talking, and others guess what they are," he explained. Lyra's eyes sparkled with excitement. "That sounds fun. Let's play." They all agreed, and the laughter began again. Alex acted out simple words like cat and jumping. The aliens giggled as they tried to guess. When it was Lyra's turn, she acted out flying, stretching her arms like wings. Alex laughed, trying to guess, and finally shouted, "Bird." They cheered, their voices mixing with laughter. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow through the kitchen window, Alex felt a sense of happiness. This was more than just a gathering. It was the start of a beautiful friendship. He realized how much he enjoyed being with the aliens, sharing laughter and stories. Before they left, Lyra looked at Alex with sincere eyes. "Thank you for the wonderful cake and for inviting us, Alex. You are a great friend." Her words made Alex's heart soar. He felt grateful and proud. "I'm happy you liked it. I look forward to more fun times together," he replied, smiling. The aliens waved goodbye as they walked back to their house, their laughter echoing in the quiet evening. Alex stood at his door, feeling excited about what lay ahead. He knew that this was just the beginning of an amazing adventure, filled with laughter, friendship, and new discoveries. As he cleaned up the kitchen, he couldn't help but think about how much he had enjoyed the day. It was a day he would always remember. The big game. As the days turned into weeks, Alex's friendship with Lyra and the other aliens continued to grow. They spent a lot of time together, sharing meals and playing games. Lyra often talked about how Earth had so many fun activities. One day, she suggested, "We should have a competition. Let's see who is the best at sports." Alex was excited about the idea. "That sounds great. I can show you some human games," he replied, eager to share a part of his world. Lyra and her friends, Zor and Mira, agreed, their eyes shining with excitement. "What games do you play?" Zor asked, his voice filled with curiosity. "We have soccer, basketball, and even frisbee," Alex explained. "We can try them all, but let's start with soccer. It's one of the most popular sports on Earth." The aliens nodded, still unsure about the rules but eager to learn. They quickly gathered some things to make a makeshift soccer field in Alex's backyard. On the day of the big game, Alex set up 2 goals using old boxes. He brought out a soccer ball and explained the basic rules: how to score points, dribble, and kick the ball. Lyra and her friends listened carefully, their big eyes focused on him. "Are you ready to lose, human?" Zor joked, a playful grin on his face. Alex chuckled, feeling competitive. "We'll see about that. Let's just have fun." As they began the game, Alex felt a rush of energy. He started with the ball, dribbling it skillfully down the field. The aliens watched in awe as he moved quickly, kicking the ball with precision. "Wow, you are fast," Mira shouted, impressed. Lyra was determined to show that aliens could be just as good. She stepped forward, blocking Alex's path. "I can stop you," she declared with a laugh. Alex tried to dribble past her, but she was surprisingly agile, darting in front of him. The two of them laughed as they played, enjoying the friendly competition. As the game continued, the aliens began to get the hang of it. Zor quickly learned how to kick the ball and started running after it. Mira discovered how to play defense, trying to steal the ball away from Alex. The laughter and shouts filled the yard as they ran back and forth, each side trying to score. "Goal!" Alex shouted as he kicked the ball into the makeshift goal. The aliens cheered, amazed at the score. "You got lucky," Lyra teased, determined to win the next round. She quickly grabbed the ball, ready to show Alex what she could do. The aliens had a unique way of playing. They used their quick reflexes and agility to surprise Alex. Lyra kicked the ball high, sending it soaring over Alex's head. "Watch this," she shouted as she jumped to catch it. "This is how we do it on our planet." The aliens moved gracefully, using their alien strength and speed. As the game went on, Alex found himself struggling to keep up. He was amazed at how quickly the aliens adapted. They ran with energy, laughing and shouting as they played. It became clear that they were having just as much fun as he was. "Let's try a new game," Mira suggested, panting with excitement. "What about basketball?" Alex agreed, eager to switch it up. They moved to a nearby hoop, where he explained how to shoot the ball into the basket. The aliens watched intently, their eyes wide with curiosity. They took turns trying to shoot the ball. At first, they struggled to understand how to aim, but soon they began to get the hang of it. "You have to use your legs," Alex guided them, showing them the proper technique. Lyra and Zor practiced hard, their determination shining through. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, the group decided to take a break. They sat on the grass, laughing and sharing stories about their favorite moments from the games. "You humans are so strong. I didn't expect that," Lyra said, her voice filled with admiration. "You aliens are pretty amazing too. I never thought you would pick up the game so quickly," Alex replied, feeling proud of their progress. Suddenly, Zor stood up, his eyes sparkling with mischief. "Let's have a final challenge, a race," he proposed. "Let's see who is the fastest." Alex agreed, feeling competitive. The aliens were excited, their energy returning as they prepared for the race. They lined up at one end of the yard, ready to sprint to the other side. "On your mark, get set, go," Alex shouted. They all took off, running as fast as they could. Alex felt the wind rushing past him, but he was determined to win. To his surprise, Lyra zoomed ahead, her long legs propelling her forward with grace. Zor and Mira were not far behind. They laughed and shouted as they raced, the excitement in the air palpable. Alex pushed himself harder, trying to catch up, but the aliens were fast. As they crossed the finish line, laughter filled the yard. Lyra was the first to reach it, followed closely by Zor and Mira. "I won," she shouted, her eyes shining with joy. "But we all did great," Alex said, panting but happy. The games had brought them closer together. They realized that laughter and fun were universal, no matter where they came from. With smiles on their faces, they sat together, tired but joyful, feeling like true friends. Exploring together. After a fun-filled day of games, Alex felt a new sense of friendship with Lyra, Zor, and Mira. They had shared laughter and excitement, and now they wanted to explore more of Earth together. "Let's go on an adventure," Alex suggested, his eyes bright with enthusiasm. "I want to show you some amazing places." The aliens cheered at the idea. "What do you want to show us?" Mira asked, her curiosity piqued. Alex thought for a moment and replied, "How about we visit the local park? It has beautiful trees, a lake, and lots of fun things to do." "Sounds perfect," Lyra agreed, bouncing with excitement. They quickly prepared for their adventure, packing snacks and drinks. Alex grabbed a backpack and filled it with sandwiches, fruits, and a few cookies. The aliens brought along some strange-looking drinks from their home, promising they would taste great. As they walked to the park, Alex couldn't help but feel excited. The sun was shining brightly, and the air was fresh and warm. The neighborhood was quiet, with birds chirping and leaves rustling in the trees. The aliens marveled at everything they saw. "Look at that," Zor exclaimed, pointing at a butterfly fluttering by. "It's so colorful." They watched in awe as the butterfly danced in the air. Alex smiled, happy to see his friends enjoying the simple beauty of nature. When they arrived at the park, Alex was thrilled. "Welcome to my favorite place," he announced, spreading his arms wide. The park was filled with tall trees, vibrant flowers, and a shimmering lake. Families were having picnics, children were playing, and the atmosphere was lively. Lyra's eyes widened with wonder. "It's amazing," she said, looking around. "What should we do first?" Alex thought for a moment and suggested, "Let's feed the ducks. They love bread." They walked to the edge of the lake, where a group of ducks swam lazily. Alex took out some bread from his backpack and broke it into small pieces. "Watch this," he said, tossing a piece into the water. The ducks quickly paddled over, quacking excitedly. The aliens laughed, their faces lit up with joy. "Can we feed them too?" Mira asked, reaching for the bread. Alex handed her a piece, and she tossed it into the water. The ducks quacked happily, splashing around. "This is so fun." Lyra giggled, tossing more bread. They spent a few minutes laughing and feeding the ducks, enjoying the warm sun on their faces. After they finished feeding the ducks, Alex led them to a playground nearby. "This is where I used to come when I was a kid," he said nostalgically. The aliens were excited to explore the swings and slides. "What are these?" Zor asked, pointing at the swings. "They are swings. You sit on them and push yourself to go higher," Alex explained. The aliens exchanged curious glances and decided to give it a try. They climbed onto the swings, laughing as they pushed themselves back and forth. Lyra squealed with delight as she swung higher, her arms outstretched like she was flying. "This is amazing," she shouted, her laughter ringing in the air. Zor and Mira joined her, each trying to swing even higher. Alex watched, feeling happy to see them enjoying something so simple. After a while, they moved to the slide. "Let's race," Mira suggested. "Whoever gets to the bottom first wins." They all lined up, ready for the challenge. Alex slid down first, followed closely by the aliens. They landed in a pile of giggles, their laughter echoing in the park. Feeling adventurous, Alex suggested they explore the forest trails that surrounded the park. "There are so many beautiful paths and hidden spots," he said. The aliens were eager to see more of the nature around them. They walked along the trails, surrounded by tall trees and chirping birds. Lyra pointed at different plants, asking Alex about them. "What is this flower called?" she asked, bending down to inspect a bright red blossom. "That's a tulip. It blooms in spring and comes in many colors," Alex replied, smiling at her curiosity. Zor picked a leaf from a nearby tree, examining it closely. "This is so different from our plants," he exclaimed. As they walked deeper into the forest, they came across a small clearing with a sparkling creek. The water flowed gently over smooth rocks, creating a peaceful sound. "Let's rest here," Alex suggested, feeling tired but happy. They sat by the creek, taking a moment to enjoy the beauty around them. Alex shared the snacks he had brought, and they sat together, munching on sandwiches and cookies. Lyra poured her strange-looking drink into small cups for everyone. "This is a special drink from our planet. You will love it," she said, her eyes shining with excitement. Alex took a sip and was surprised by the sweet, fruity flavor. "This is delicious," he said, enjoying the new taste. The aliens smiled, happy that he liked their drink. They spent time talking and laughing, sharing stories of their adventures so far. After their break, they decided to explore a little further. Alex led them to a small hill that overlooked the park. From the top, they could see the entire area, filled with people enjoying the day. "Wow, it's beautiful from up here," Mira exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. They took a moment to soak in the view, feeling a sense of peace and happiness. Alex realized that this day was special. He had introduced his friends to the beauty of Earth, and in return, they had shared their excitement and joy with him. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the landscape, Alex knew this was a day he would always remember. "Thank you for exploring with me," he said, looking at Lyra and her friends. "This has been so much fun." Lyra smiled, her eyes sparkling. "Thank you for showing us your world, Alex. We love Earth." With hearts full of joy, they started their walk back, excited for more adventures together in the days to come. Growing feelings. As the weeks passed, Alex, Lyra, Zor, and Mira spent more time together. Their friendship blossomed like the flowers in spring. They explored parks, played games, and shared meals, but something deeper was happening inside Alex. He began to feel a special connection to Lyra. Every time they laughed together or shared a story, his heart raced a little faster. One sunny afternoon, Alex and the aliens were back at his house for a movie night. Alex had prepared popcorn and drinks, excited to show them a classic Earth movie. "This is one of my favorites," he said as he popped the DVD into the player. Lyra sat next to him, her eyes bright with anticipation. Zor and Mira settled on the couch, ready for a fun night. As the movie started, the room filled with laughter and excitement. The story was about friendship and adventure, and it captivated everyone. Alex couldn't help but steal glances at Lyra, who was completely absorbed in the film. Her expressions, her wide eyes during action scenes, and her laughter during funny moments, made Alex's heart flutter. Halfway through the movie, there was a romantic scene that made Alex blush. He looked over at Lyra, who was also watching intently. "Do you think humans fall in love like that?" she asked softly, her gaze fixed on the screen. Alex felt his heart skip a beat. "I think so," he replied, trying to sound casual. "Love is a powerful feeling, no matter where you're from." Lyra turned to him, her expression serious yet curious. "What does it feel like?" she asked. Alex paused, searching for the right words. "It's like having someone in your heart all the time. You want to be with them, make them happy, and share everything," he explained, feeling the warmth in his chest. "I want to understand that feeling," Lyra said, her voice gentle. In that moment, Alex realized just how much he wanted to share that feeling with her. He wanted to show her everything, his world, his dreams, and his heart. After the movie ended, they talked about their favorite parts and laughed at the funny moments. The night was filled with warmth and joy, and Alex felt a sense of comfort with Lyra by his side. They spent hours chatting, sharing stories about their lives, their cultures, and their dreams for the future. Days turned into weeks, and their friendship grew stronger. However, Alex could no longer ignore his feelings for Lyra. He found himself daydreaming about her, wishing to hold her hand and tell her how he felt. But he was also afraid. What if she didn't feel the same way? What if their friendship changed? One evening, as they strolled through the park, the sun was setting, casting a golden hue over everything. Alex gathered his courage. "Lyra, can we talk about something important?" he asked, his voice a bit shaky. Lyra looked at him, her expression curious. "Of course, Alex. What is it?" They found a quiet bench under a large tree and sat down. Alex took a deep breath, trying to calm his racing heart. "I've really enjoyed our time together," he started. "You've become very special to me." He glanced at Lyra, who was listening intently. "Me too," she said softly, her eyes sparkling with sincerity. "I've learned so much from you, and I love being your friend." Alex felt a rush of hope. "I feel like there's something more between us. I think I have feelings for you, Lyra, more than just friendship," he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. He looked down, afraid to see her reaction. Lyra was quiet for a moment, processing his words. Alex's heart raced as he waited for her response. Finally, she spoke, her voice gentle yet filled with warmth. "I didn't know you felt that way, Alex, but I'm glad you told me. I feel something special too. Alex's heart soared. He looked at Lyra, seeing her beautiful smile. Really? You do? He asked, disbelief and happiness mingling in his voice. Yes, I feel a connection with you that I can't explain. You make me happy, and I enjoy every moment we spend together, she replied, her cheeks slightly pink. Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him. I want to explore this feeling, Lyra. I want to know more about you and share my life with you. Lyra nodded, her smile growing wider. I would like that too, Alex. But how do we do this? We come from different worlds. Maybe it's just about spending time together, just like we've been doing. Alex suggested, his heart racing with excitement. We can learn from each other and enjoy every moment. Lyra smiled, her eyes shining like stars. Yes, let's do that. I'm excited to explore this together. As they talked, the sun dipped below the horizon, leaving behind a sky filled with stars. Alex felt a sense of peace and happiness wash over him. He realized that no matter the differences between them, their feelings were real and strong. From that night on, their bond deepened. They shared more moments, more laughter, and more stories. Alex found joy in simple things, like holding Lyra's hand as they walked or stealing glances at her during their conversations. Lyra felt a warmth in her heart every time Alex smiled at her. They both knew they were on a journey together, one that was just beginning. As they continued to explore their feelings, they were excited for what the future held, knowing that love could bridge even the widest gaps between worlds. A surprising change. The days turned into weeks, and Alex and Lyra's bond grew stronger. They spent every free moment together, laughing, exploring, and learning more about each other's worlds. But one day, something unexpected happened that changed everything. It was a warm Saturday afternoon when Alex and the aliens planned to have a picnic at the park. Alex packed sandwiches, fruits, and their favorite drinks, excited to spend another fun day together. Lyra, Zor, and Mira arrived at Alex's house, looking cheerful and ready for the day. We can't wait for the picnic, Mira exclaimed, bouncing with excitement. They made their way to the park, where the sun shone brightly in a clear blue sky. Alex spread a blanket on the grass, and they all settled down to enjoy the meal. Lyra took out some alien snacks, colorful and strange-looking, but Alex was willing to try anything she offered. You'll love these, she promised, handing him a bright green square. Alex took a cautious bite and was surprised by the sweet, tangy flavor. Wow, this is amazing, he said, smiling. The aliens laughed, pleased to see him enjoying their food. They shared stories and jokes, their laughter ringing in the air, but little did they know that this beautiful day was about to take an unexpected turn. As they finished eating, Lyra suddenly looked thoughtful. Alex, I want to show you something special today, she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. It's a part of my culture, something I've never shared with anyone before. Alex's curiosity piqued. What is it? He asked, intrigued. You'll see. Follow me, Lyra said, leading the way through the park. Zor and Mira exchanged curious glances, eager to find out what Lyra had in store. They walked down a narrow path, surrounded by trees, until they reached a small clearing. In the center of the clearing was a large stone circle, covered in strange symbols and glowing faintly. This is a sacred place for my people, Lyra explained, her voice soft and reverent. It's where we celebrate important moments and connect with our history. Alex felt a rush of excitement. What do we do here? He asked. We make a wish, Lyra said, her eyes shining. When you stand in the center and focus on your wish, the energy of the place helps it come true. That sounds incredible, Alex said, feeling the magic in the air. Can we do it together? Lyra nodded, her face glowing with joy. Yes, let's make a wish together. They stepped into the center of the circle, feeling the energy surround them. Lyra held Alex's hand tightly. "Close your eyes and think about your wish," she instructed. Alex closed his eyes, focusing on what he truly desired. He thought about their friendship, his feelings for Lyra, and his hope for a future together. "On the count of 3, we'll say our wishes out loud," Lyra said. 1, 2, 3. "I wish for our bond to grow even stronger," Alex shouted, feeling his heart race. Lyra smiled brightly. "I wish for love and happiness for us," she exclaimed. Suddenly, the symbols on the stones glowed brighter, and a gentle breeze swept through the clearing. Alex opened his eyes in awe, watching the glowing light dance around them. The moment felt magical, as if their wishes were being carried into the universe. But then, something surprising happened. As the glow intensified, Lyra began to shimmer. Alex gasped as he watched her body change. Her form started to shift, glowing brighter and brighter, until she looked completely different. "Lyra, what's happening?" Alex exclaimed, panic rising in his chest. I don't know," Lyra replied, her voice filled with surprise. Zor and Mira stepped back, eyes wide with shock. The glow faded, and Alex's heart sank as he realized that Lyra had transformed into a beautiful ethereal being, her features delicate and radiant. "Lyra, is that you?" he asked, his voice shaking. Lyra looked at him, her eyes filled with confusion. "Yes, but I feel different. I can sense so much more." Zor and Mira exchanged worried glances. "This has never happened before," Zor whispered. "Is she okay?" Mira asked, her voice filled with concern. Alex stepped closer to Lyra, taking her hands in his. "You still look like you, just more amazing. I'm here for you, no matter what," he reassured her, trying to hide his fear. Lyra smiled, her eyes sparkling with joy and wonder. "I feel so alive. It's incredible," she exclaimed, spinning in delight. But the surprise didn't end there. As Lyra twirled, the energy around her began to swirl, creating a small whirlwind of light. Suddenly, other glowing shapes appeared, resembling small beings that danced around them. "What are those?" Alex asked, his eyes wide. "They are the spirits of my ancestors," Lyra exclaimed, her voice filled with awe. "They've come to celebrate our bond and the wishes we made." The spirits danced around, filling the clearing with laughter and joy. Alex couldn't believe his eyes. This was a moment he would never forget. "This is amazing," he said, feeling a rush of happiness. Lyra looked at him, her radiant smile brightening the atmosphere even more. "I think this is a sign that our wishes will come true," she said, her eyes shining with hope. As the spirits danced, Alex felt a new energy between him and Lyra. It was as if their bond had grown stronger and deeper. They laughed together, surrounded by magic and wonder. But as the sun began to set, the spirits slowly faded away, leaving a lingering sense of warmth in the air. Lyra transformed back to her original form, her eyes still sparkling with joy. "I can't believe what just happened," she said, her voice filled with excitement. "Neither can I. But whatever this means, I'm ready to face it with you," Alex replied, his heart swelling with love and determination. They shared a moment of understanding, knowing that their journey together was just beginning, and that whatever changes lay ahead, they would face them hand in hand. A new beginning. As the sun set on that unforgettable day, Alex and Lyra sat in a clearing, their hearts still racing from the surprises they had just experienced. The glowing energy that had surrounded Lyra now lingered in the air, making everything feel magical. Alex looked at Lyra, who seemed even more vibrant than before. "What do you think it all means?" he asked, curiosity shining in his eyes. Lyra took a deep breath, her expression thoughtful. "I believe it's a sign that our bond is special and that we are meant to be together," she replied, her voice filled with wonder. Alex felt a surge of happiness at her words. He had always known there was something unique between them, but this was confirmation. They slowly stood up, still feeling the warmth of the moment. "So, what do we do now?" Alex asked, his mind racing with possibilities. Lyra smiled, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "I think we should continue to explore our feelings and see where this journey takes us," she said. "Absolutely. I want to learn everything about you and your world," Alex replied, enthusiasm bubbling within him. Lyra beamed at him, her heart swelling with happiness. "And I want to learn more about Earth and its wonders." They walked back through the park, hand in hand, talking about their hopes and dreams. They imagined all the adventures they could have together, from traveling to distant planets to exploring the depths of the ocean. "What if we visited a place where your people celebrate their traditions?" Alex suggested. "Yes, that would be amazing. We have so many festivals back home." "I'd love to show you," Lyra exclaimed, her eyes shining with excitement. Alex could see how passionate she was about sharing her culture, and it made him even more eager to learn. As they reached the entrance of the park, Zor and Mira joined them, looking excited. "What did we miss?" Zor asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. Lyra and Alex exchanged glances, both feeling a rush of joy. "We made a wish together, and something magical happened," Lyra said, her voice full of excitement. "What kind of magic?" Mira asked, leaning in closer. Lyra smiled and described how the spirits of her ancestors had appeared, how the energy had surged around them, and how she felt connected to Alex in a new way. Zor and Mira listened in awe, their faces lighting up with amazement. "This is incredible. It means our cultures are blending," Zor said, his eyes sparkling. "We should all celebrate this together." Mira added, her enthusiasm contagious. Alex couldn't help but smile at their excitement. It felt like a new chapter was beginning for all of them. The four of them decided to have a gathering that evening to celebrate their friendship and the magical experience they had shared. They went back to Alex's house, where he quickly prepared a feast with help from Lyra and the others. They cooked a mix of Earth dishes and some alien snacks Lyra had brought. The kitchen was filled with laughter and the delicious aroma of food. As they set the table, Alex felt a sense of belonging wash over him. He was no longer just a human living in a small town. He was part of something bigger, a beautiful friendship that crossed galaxies. After they finished cooking, they gathered around the table, their hearts full of joy. "Let's make a toast," Alex said, raising his glass. "To friendship, love, and new beginnings." Lyra and the others raised their glasses, smiling brightly. "To friendship, love, and new beginnings," they echoed. As they ate, they shared stories about their cultures, their families, and their dreams. Alex learned about Lyra's home planet, its beautiful landscapes, and the unique festivals they celebrated. In return, he told them about Earth's traditions and his own family celebrations. The more they shared, the deeper their connection grew. After dinner, they decided to play games together. They played Earth board games and introduced alien games that were exciting and different. They laughed and cheered, enjoying every moment of their time together. Alex felt grateful for the new friends he had made and for the journey he was on with Lyra. As the evening wore on, they sat outside under the stars, looking up at the vast sky. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" Mira said, pointing at the stars. "Yes, it reminds me of the night when I transformed," Lyra replied, her voice soft. Alex looked at Lyra, his heart swelling with affection. "You are beautiful, Lyra, inside and out. I'm so happy to have you in my life," he said sincerely. Lyra smiled, her cheeks turning a light shade of pink. "And I'm happy to have you in mine, Alex." Just then, a shooting star streaked across the sky. "Make a wish," Zor shouted. They all closed their eyes, each making a silent wish for their futures. When they opened their eyes, they shared smiles and laughter, feeling hopeful about what lay ahead. The night ended with a sense of peace and joy. Alex knew that this was just the beginning of an amazing journey. With Lyra and their friends by his side, he felt ready to face any challenges that might come their way. As he lay in bed that night, Alex reflected on everything that had happened. He thought about the magic they had experienced, the love that was blossoming between him and Lyra, and the strong friendship they had built. He felt grateful for this new beginning, knowing that their adventures were just starting, and he couldn't wait to see where the journey would lead them next.